Okay, I think I'm live. Why isn't this so annoying? Okay, muted there. Muted here. All right, yay. Good to go. No one's here. Well, 4 people. And I'm assuming I'm one of the 4. So 3 people. Yeah. This went out, right? Notifications went out? Twitter went out? Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, I did start late too. You guys probably thought I wasn't coming after the start time came and went, and I did not start. Sorry. I decided at the last minute, though, I wanted a drink, and I was already a few minutes late behind. So this made me more. So I don't know if you guys caught me on Steve McRae's stream earlier, but upon myself, him, and Betta were talking, and it dawned on me that since all this shit seems to be coming back up, these stupid emails or whatever, and the discussion of the stupid emails, and then there's a lawsuit, and then another lawsuit. Well, there's the Katie lawsuit that don't they have something going on this week or next week, and then the new lawsuit there with Unirock. I thought we need to revisit some things. Now, here's what I plan. I hope and I plan to cover over the next few days anyway. There were 3 TROs in total that were applied for and granted, albeit poorly granted, but still granted. I need permission I got to get permission from one person to share. All I want to share is the evidence that she submitted. I don't care to share anything else. Just the evidence that Katie submitted, because that's what makes the whole thing so laughable. So I have 2 of them already, and I have to get permission from another person. And I plan to hopefully share them. And I also what I'm going to share tonight is Kay Baxter's stream from July 19th, 2021. And what's important about this, and what I think is relevant about this to today, is how this gets formulated and twisted and manipulated to serve people's bidding. Back then, it was Katie and Unirock. Today, that may still be the case. I don't know. But I wanted to go over it. But I also wanted to go over, and why we're going over that part, I wanted to show you the proof on how this was all a frame up, how this was meant to just frame Steve for some bullshit. Because it all seems to come back around to Katie's fucking hatred for Steve, or vendetta against Steve. And I know this sounds stupid. Believe me, I know, I agree. It sounds stupid. I mean, why is Katie so fixated on one person, and why Steve of all people? But regardless, I wouldn't have believed it either if I didn't see it with my own eyes. And it's there. Like, it's there. It's crazy, but it's there. So, okay, sorry. I didn't know she was live. She told me hours ago she was going to go live. So I figured she'd be done by now. I didn't even look. I'm sorry. I guess Vanda's live now. My bad. But when we got off the stream, she said she was going to go live then. So I just assumed she'd be done by now. Yeah. Wait a second. Let me mute. Okay. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get started. I have to upload, or I have to share screen to the video. Now, this is like a screen recording, screen grab video of K-Baxter stream. And the reason why I'm playing this one is because it has the live chat in it. Because after the stream, K-Baxter had edited part of the stream. And when you do that, you lose the live stream chat. And I wanted to say that the reasons why K-Baxter gave for editing the video, she was telling the truth. She did it to remove some really just gross shit from it. And she's not at all like bullshitting. She's absolutely being honest. I just want to throw that out there because she's not at all someone I trust. But in this regard, I witnessed it firsthand, and that is exactly what she removed. So, all right. How press? Okay, add source. Okay. Local video. Sorry, I'm using Restream, and I'm still not entirely like comfortable with Restream like I am StreamYard. The name of her channel is Vada Jade, Vadajade. If one of the mods can link it, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, that's the name of it. And to my recollection, that's the only one really with that name. So if you search for it, you should be able to find it pretty easily, I think. But okay, there it is. Oh, I have to add it.
It's not my place.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, let me pause that for a second. Let me check. I have to check my audio real quick. So if I do, it should. I don't know if it will play the audio. It should. I don't know. We'll see. AirPods. That's where I was supposed to put on. Okay, so if I did, I'll say output device. I don't know where to work. All right, stop it. Stop. Video, audio. Shit. I just went. Can you guys? We're gonna play this for a second. Just make sure. Let me know that you can hear it, because I turned off my MIDI.
I respect you in that. Like, I get that you hate me, but I respect you enough to not say a word when I'm told not to.
Okay, I'm gonna explain everything as we go, but first I want to make sure that can be heard. Was that heard? Did y'all hear that? She should be able. I could probably tell.
So, do you want to name?
Okay, yeah, it can be heard. Okay, cool. Oh, I see. Yep. Thank you, John. Thank you. Okay, so now this is, like I said, this stream is from K Baxter's channel, Conversations with K or something, I think it's called, from July 19th, 2021. Now, let me explain just a little bit of backstory here. So the person that a lot of people are alleging are behind like today's emails is this entity, I'll say, named Natalie Kennett. Now, throughout the Without a Crystal Ball lawsuit, Natalie Kennett was given a face, an actual person behind the name. I have my suspicions as to whether or not that was genuine, but regardless, that is who was on this stream. So the one with the English accent, that's Natalie Kennett. So you're going to see Natalie, you're going to see Katie Joy, Kay Baxter, the channel owner, Pickle something or whatever. I don't know, but she's just there to like provide like, I don't know, like, I guess like humor or something, keep it lighthearted, I guess. And then another creator named Waxy is going to come up. That's just hilarious. But I digress. That's who is on this stream. And what they're doing is they're discussing who they've discovered is without a doubt is behind the emails from that lawsuit, the threatening emails and such. And they're alleging that it was Steve. Now you're going to hear why, or you're going to hear them explain and describe their proof of this, of why it is they believe this. When that happens, I'm going to stop and I'm going to show you the proof, and then you're going to see how they're full of shit. But I digress. Let's just start playing. There's a whole lot of things that get kind of busted in this too. A whole lot of her lies, Katie Joyce, like right down to the whole sexual harassment claims, and well, you'll say a couple other. Oh yeah, true ball of lies. Haven't heard about her in a while. Yeah, no kidding. I haven't either. Hey, negative. All right, so here we go.
Who she named, Katie?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So I saw the screenshot of the actual account she spoke to. It was the real account of the person. She had them blocked, and it was Steve McRae.
There you go.
Now listen.
It was not a fake screenshot. It was his real account. We verified it was his real account. She was lied to by them when they found out that he was threatening her. It's my belief that they got nervous that she would say something, and they made her think she wasn't talking to him, but it was really his account.
That's what I was afraid of.
Now, I forgot that they covered that so quick and early on in this stream here. I don't quite have this ready yet, but I will in just a second. So let's see. It's in here somewhere. God damn it, where the hell did I put it? Oh, I think I know. Yeah. There we go. All right, I got it. See, I knew I'd find it. So you heard what she said there about how they verified it was Steve's account or whatever. So this is what it is. These are the emails between Katie and Natalie as they went about step by step, quote unquote, verifying that was Steve's account. So just give the PDF a moment to load. Oh. Okay, so we're just going to look over these. I don't know. Should I show them now or should we look what? Yeah. No, we're going to show these a little bit more. We're going to listen to the stream a little bit more, and then I'm going to show these because there's more. There's going to be more that they mention in the stream. I know that's going to be covered. So.
See, and people told me I was nuts. So it's allegedly.
Yes, Stumbling, and this is the unedited stream. Yep, that's why the live chat's there. It was actually, I think, taken like screen recorded as it played out live. So.
Steve.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, I've known this the whole time. And I think
Really?
like people don't realize like it's hard because a lot of people have opinions about me and a lot of people have really vile opinions about me because of what he's done and the lies that he has spewed about me and this cult of women he's preyed on. I feel really bad for the women that he's done this to in a way because a lot of them are just they're in a vulnerable place in their lives. Some of them have like they're struggling in something.
Hey, Pickle, you can mute your mic when you have to cough, Lovey.
Oh, that's common sense. I'm not sure if I'm capable of such things.
A lot of the people just assume that, like, it's just a lot of the women that got involved, they were fed lies and they hated me because of something else. Like I blocked them or whatever.
So,
a lot of it's I blocked them.
You're hearing that correctly. Katie is just blaming this, everyone's anger with her, that people are just so mad with her that they went so far as to fabricate all these emails and made all these threats in her name, falsely, deceitedly, all because she blocked them on her channel or because she clapped back. That's, yeah.
Them or I didn't like their rude comment and I snapped back or something, And
I want to ask Nat a question just really quick. And I think, Katie, this will be an important question for you to hear the answer to as well.
Okay.
Nat, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So a couple weeks ago.
Turn my camera off. Then I don't like phone up. Okay.
Okay. A couple weeks ago, not getting into the details of what happened between Katie and Preacher Boy because that's moot. We don't care about that stuff right now.
Okay.
But I know that there was an email sent to Preacher Boy that was supposedly from you. Can you confirm that that was not from you?
What email?
The email that was sent to Preacher Boy from an account presenting themselves as you.
I sent one to Katie. Katie, sorry. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, she emailed him.
Okay, so we are confirming that she did send that email.
Yeah, she did. I don't know if it was an email or a DM. I think it was an Instagram.
No, I didn't send an email.
Yeah, I think it was.
I sent Instagram messages. You've got all of them. I gave them to you.
It was an
Okay.
I gave them to Salt.
Yeah, I just wanted there to be clarity with that, so that we all knew what the truth of that situation was. Nobody can accuse Katie of lying anymore about it because the truth has come out.
I didn't send him an email. The only
You
email
sent him
I
a DM.
I love that.
I
Yes,
sent
on Instagram.
I didn't send him an email.
Yeah,
Okay.
there were DMs on Instagram. He sent me one first. And we had a conversation.
Okay.
I've got the messages. Obviously, Salt has got them.
Okay,
So I
perfect. Yeah,
imagine
we don't
Katie's
need
got
to
them.
know. We don't need to hear them or anything like that. I think we've all kind of seen them. I just wanted clarity on that.
Yeah.
Iris said, if that's proven to be true, then Steve, I think she's referring to, violated the court order agreement that you had. Can you ask Katie that?
Okay, so to give a little bit of backstory in that, in June of 2020, Katie Joy went and filed for a temporary restraining order against Steve McRae, to which by default the court always grants it, or almost always grants it. And then the recipient has the option to then request a hearing in which to argue their side or whatever. So which Steve naturally opted to do. Well, before it came time for that hearing to happen, there was some sort of meeting of the minds or whatever, and an agreement, like a settlement, I guess you could say, where both Steve and Katie agreed to not talk badly of the other person for 1 whole year. That was the agreement. So she was so afraid for her safety and everything, and her family's safety or whatnot, that she was happy to settle on the two of them not being able to say like disparaging things about one another for a whole year. Because that's what keeps you safe, right? Anyway, I digress. Just want to explain that. And now, that restraining order had been up in June of 2021, which is, right before July 2021, when this stream took place. Just saying.
I can't speak to specifics about any of that, to be honest. And at this point, we're exploring all legal options. I can't disclose a lot because I don't want to lay out my cards, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes that nobody knows about. So it's hard. I see a lot of chatter online and I can't say a lot of, like, you see me talking about stuff and I'm really frustrated and irritated that people keep saying that I'm unhinged because I'm tweeting. Twitter is like the worst platform because honestly, you only have 240 characters and I have a lot to say.
Exactly. It's like the worst platform. So she's not unhinged. She fits right in. She's just like everyone else there. She's not unhinged.
And there's a lot of people that are doing stuff. And so I think it's really disingenuous after so much abuse that I've been put through with having police reports, fraud reports, CPS at my house. My husband reported to unemployment fraud, me tax fraud, having the police here 4 times, 4 CPS reports, continued threats daily for anyone to call me unhinged. I'm feeling like I can finally use my voice and share what I know, and somehow that makes me unhinged. And I just think that's just an ugly narrative.
Well, that's a common thing to do to women.
Yeah.
Right? It is. And I've watched people Irish once, and I said, all they want is to be heard. And if you feel like you're not being heard, then you're going to repeat it over and over.
Well, and it's not even that. It's just people don't know how much I know, like, because I don't talk about it. Like, I have purposely been very clear about not talking about certain people because this person has been so awful to me for 2+ years, making my life hell, that I don't want to talk about that person.
Yeah.
And can I just say, like, my interaction with him was bad. Like, I told Kate today that I'm kind of worried for her, and I'm worried for her safety, and I reported it straight away. Like, police here already know. They knew in February.
Yeah, but I think that's a good part about speaking out, though, because people like that are smart enough to know once people have spoken out, should something happen,
Like,
sometimes speaking out makes you safer.
What he's done is he's created an echo chamber of people that believe lies about me that aren't true. And he's basically convinced people I'm a narcissistic, like, danger to society. He's literally like the one person that pushed that my son was abused, that he wasn't sick, that I had Munchausen's by proxy. He's the one in his little group, like, cultivated that lie. They all
Really, she needs to make up her mind. Was it Steve who did that, or was it LB? I mean, because this is the first time, really, or the only time I can recall her saying Steve did that. Every other time it's been LB. So, I mean, which one was it?
also cultivated the lie that
Not that it matters.
I neglected my son because I have a job. They cultivated the lie that I lied about things that he said to me, that I took out a false TRO, that I stole his channel. Like, I didn't do any of those things. And then all of these other things where he's literally called me like a malignant narcissist. Like, he's one of the most narcissistic humans I've ever met in my entire life.
See, that's what I said on my.
Hey, LB, right? I know. Like, who is it that made that up? I mean, I feel like she's just like trying to give some credit to Steve, where like maybe it doesn't belong. I don't know.
Said this quite a few times in the last couple of weeks. I kept saying, who has the biggest axe to grind with Katie? Who? And, what's the first name that comes to mind?
Well, there are going to be, like, I watch really boring stuff on YouTube, right? Like history stuff. People who should have, like, no drama or conflict. And there are people I see all the time in their comments that are just hateful for no reason.
Yeah.
There's always going to be haters. And when you cover controversial stuff, because, the Duggar cult, the people who love Duggars, they love the Duggars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm so used to having, like, that kind of stuff, but this is not connected to that.
This is totally different. I see that.
You know, like, I'm not afraid. We call them the Duggar huggers. And
Jeremiah Duggar ain't bad looking. I'm just gonna say it. I'm a married woman, but
he's probably one of the better looking of the boys. The girls are
he
beautiful.
probably acts like a total idiot, but I don't have to marry him. I can just enjoy the way he looks.
There's this huge misconception that people think that, like, I just hate on the Duggars, and I don't. Like, if you actually watch my content, we really like a lot of the girls, and we are constantly cheering on.
John says, or was it Creepshow art? KJ always blames who she's currently mad at for everything bad in the past. She does. She does a lot of blaming on Creepshow art in this stream. And as I don't know if I put two and two together back then at the time, but I sure as hell did it since then until recently. Right around this time, like a month prior, I think, maybe June of 2021 or so, is right when I think all that shit went down with Creepshow art, with, you know, her basically leaving YouTube. So yeah, so I think she was still very much in the whole mindset of, oh, I can blame this on Creepshow art because she's been canceled, you know.
On Jill. Amy Duggar King is one of my friends, so we don't hate the Duggars.
Well, I've seen you grow in that aspect. And I think that's an important thing because, you know, some people who have a lot of the negative stuff to say, they are looking back on older content before you got to know the family, before you were friends with Amy.
Yeah.
When you know, and I've seen you grow in that aspect. So I will give you that. Absolutely.
Amy's a really sweet woman. So is her mom. I've gotten to know Deanna. They're like two of the kindest, most loving women I've ever met. They are the Christians. They don't care that I'm an atheist. We don't argue about anything. They're conservative. Well, Amy's not super conservative. Amy's like pretty socially liberal. But they're just kind people. But they're dealing with a lot of really tough stuff, and they've been lied to for a very long time. And so you just have to, like, it's hard once you get to know the family and you know the dynamics and you know how abusive the family dynamics are to be silent.
Right. So, Nat, are you still there?
Yeah.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I just want to make sure you're all right still.
PJ, dude, I completely agree. But, you know, when the stupid people are doing stupid shit in the emails again and people want to just talk nothing about it, I think it's only fair to warn this community of what they may be in line for. I don't know. So that's pretty much why I'm doing it tonight. Yeah. Good, though, that you haven't gotten any emails. I'm very happy to hear that.
Waxy's wanting to come on the panel for a minute.
So Shen says I blocked her, but I blocked her because I get really tired of, there's been a lot of people coming into my DMs telling me how I'm supposed to be acting and how I'm coming from that. The lines get blurred, and it's very easy. Part of this, we're former subscribers of mine, fans, whatever, members, whoever. And
right now, okay, who is this that Katie is talking to? And Nat was on panel. Yes, Nat was on panel. The other people on panel is K Baxter, the one whose channel it is, some chick named Pickle, and Waxy is up there now, though Waxy hasn't spoken yet, I don't think. So,
and for whatever reason, this is what they do. So they prey on people. So they see someone get upset with me, and then they immediately start spamming that person. They have ruined every one of my collaborations. They have literally destroyed any time that I've tried to work with another creator.
See, and right around here is when I started to realize, oh my God, she's either behind this or she's really a fucking shit human being, because none of that was true. None of it. Sure, people have reached out to creators who were appearing to team up or collaborate with Katie, but they did so much in the same way they did so with Preacher Boy. They said, hey, be careful. Do your own research. You can start here. Here's some shit, you know, go forth and choose wisely, whatever. And like Preacher Boy did. He went forth, he did his own research, and he said, fuck no. So that's what happened. But the fact that Katie is trying to twist it and turn it into something completely different and using it, trying to use it and exploit it to her own advantage, all this drama that went down with these emails and shit. And like, she will sit there and say how her son was targeted and shit. Like, she's using this situation that allegedly targeted her son for her own personal vendetta. Like, that's just, I don't know, man. You're a pretty shit human being if you do that, in my opinion.
They ruin it. They spam, they harass, that's what they did to Sherelle. That's what they did to Preacher Boy. They did it to Leslie. Like, they've continued to do this for years. And with the Tati thing, they just got their teeth in and they just went for it. And Kim Fulmer got involved and she filed that bogus declaration. Lori got involved. Natalie, I didn't even know who Natalie was before this. So that was like this whole thing that came out of left field. And then you have all of these other people, like, nobody believed me that Creepshow Art was like in the weeds with them, but she was, and she was being fed all of this stuff. And then once Creepshow put her video out with all of those bogus lies about how I'd done all these terrible things, which were not true, then it just spread like wildfire and it got way worse.
I think part of that too is there are things that have been done that people have seen with their own eyes that then it gets inflated. And so people are like, no, I saw something like that. That's not a lie. And so then, you know, if you and I are best friends and I tell you somebody tripped me and you saw them walking past me at one point, you're going to believe me because you did see them walking past me and I'm your best friend. Why would I lie to you?
Yeah.
And so people are taking that like, well, we've seen some of the stuff Katie has done, which we didn't agree with. So why wouldn't we believe this? And I think that's something you have to work against. You already know that.
They basically, Emily Artful described it personally.
Wait, what's that? 7X mods of Uni, you set a record. What do you mean? What do you mean 7X mods? Like, he has 7X mods now, or there's 7X mods in chat, or I don't understand. I'm happy to accept the record though. Well, I'm not happy to, but yeah, no, I'm a little pleased too. But yeah, it's still not cool that shit like that has to happen because I'm not happy for those involved because I know that every one of the 7X mods or whatever, just they went through some hurt, and you know they left or they lost their entire community all because Unirock's a dick. You know, I'm not happy about that. Oh, okay, 7X mods in the chat. Awesome. Well, they're welcome. You all are welcome. Even PJ. I'm just kidding.
Perfectly, and this is not just what Creepshow Art does, but it's what these people do, is they take a half bit of truth, just a tiny sliver of truth that is reasonable enough for you to believe, and then they spin it into a web of lies so that you don't know right from wrong, you can't see left from right, and then they play on your emotions, they play on your vulnerabilities.
I could speed this up, but I don't think I can.
They play on your mental health. They prey on women who have mental illness. They prey on women who are lonely. They prey on women who are in abusive situations. It's sick. And they prey on people with disabilities. They have no morals and no scruples whatsoever.
But I just want to be clear here. When you say they, and I know what you're talking about, but you're not talking about the entire community, because I think that's where some of the hurt has come from. As much as people are saying, oh, Katie does this to everybody, Katie does that to everybody, a lot of us feel like we're getting back from you. You guys are all in a cult and you all do this. We're not. I'm not saying there's not this tight-knit group that has an agenda. There obviously is.
Yeah,
but like
yes, that's who I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about that specific group. So I'm not speaking about every other person. I'm speaking about that specific group. The fact is, though, is that specific group has the most influence, and some people don't even know that they hold all of the influence because they don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
Right,
Hey,
but
let's let Waxy get in here for a second because she's been waiting forever.
Sorry.
Waxy, what did you want to say?
There we go.
I had to unmute. I'm
There
sorry.
we go.
Well, this was quite a lot longer ago in the conversation, but I had a visceral reaction, as Katie and Nat confirmed, Steve. I I don't know what Katie knows. I don't know that Katie even knows me, but she might. But
I
Katie,
know a lot of pretty bad things about me on Twitter.
well, I made some comments on Twitter. I don't know how bad, but I get you. I'm not. I'll own whatever. I have a channel on.
Block a lot.
What's that?
You comment and spam behind the block, or you used to
Behind the
a
block.
lot.
Behind the blocker.
Behind the block, like you're blocked and you're still commenting. You did that.
Oh no, hon, not me.
That's not you.
No,
What,
you got
what's your handle? True Ball of Wax.
True Ball of Wax. Yep. I've never done any behind. I don't even know what really. No.
Oh no.
Okay, Waxy, let's get to what you wanted to say, though.
Yes. So I wanted to come on here to.
Okay, you see, Mandy, this group of people right here, they were once a group of people. Once before, a group of people.
Say, even though you all know I have a channel that criticizes Katie, Katie is, in my opinion, telling the truth. What I've gone through, the minions, and we all know who they are, have worked
I don't know who
on
they
his
are.
behalf, and it's because I was getting too close to the truth, and they didn't like it. And Charlotte was getting close to the truth, and Charlotte got it hard, and it is everything we've watched now. Everything we've watched happen. It all goes through a
Remember, all of this is all because of Waxy's super sleuthing skills. That's why.
energy. I can take it to a point. I couldn't get it to Steve, but I can take it pretty far.
It goes it's Steve, then Tina and Aaron.
Yep. Oh, yep. I got.
Nat said Tina was not involved.
Oh
no, Nat said no. What was misunderstood.
I didn't say that.
Nat said that Aaron wasn't there in the beginning, and then Nat said that Aaron. She couldn't say what she did. She was close to some of the people, but Nat had no evidence of what.
Here's what we know from the.
I didn't hear all that when Nat spoke about me. I just heard her say no, she wasn't involved. What were they listening to? Wow. Damn it, Kay, you missed all that?
Like screenshots we've seen. Tina.
And these are verified, not faked. These are true screenshots.
Yes, these are true screenshots. Tina seemed to be influencing a lot of the opinions of Little Miss Noble. Same with Kim Fulmer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be kind of giving directions to her. And Tina is the kind of person that she will not do things overtly. She's really sneaky and she does things behind the scenes.
Kind of person.
What?
Sorry, that was me. Sorry.
I thought that was kind of weird. I don't
Who
know.
said 100%?
Okay, here I am going to pause it, and I'm going to go over these emails real quick. This is what was verified to prove that this was Steve behind all of this, behind the messages that Nat received. Therefore, he must be behind all of these emails and this fuckery that they're talking of, right? None of it. Just what? You're not going to believe this shit. You're not going to fucking believe it. So these are emails between Katie and Natalie. Shut up. Don't start your shit. So here we have July 16, 2021. So this is just a few days before the stream, okay? I think I know what Jen they're talking about, but it doesn't matter. I know you want, so this is Natalie to Katie. I know you want to find the truth. I fully accept this, and I'm so sorry for all you've been put through. I gave everything over to Salts, but please, I beg you, don't speak to my ex, Natalie. I'm not going to be able to pull up and read any of these screenshots. I've tried this. They're way too blurry when you try to. I'm not at all skilled in photo editing or Photoshop or whatever to be able to make them clear enough to read. So I'm not even going to bother trying anymore. Now we have from Katie to Nat. Please tell me what Katie's real email address is. No lies, the truth. And now by Katie, she's referring to someone by the screen name of Little Miss Noble, or LMN is how she'll be referred to probably often. So the Natalie to Katie, I have two for her. One this morning. Trace them and find out for yourself. Natalie to Katie again. Who knows? Both could be hers or not. I don't know. I replied anyway. As Salts, I don't trust anyone but him. So bunch of screenshots. So Katie to Nat, the spacing and the typing looks identical to your writing, Nat. You can either come clean or not. That is up to you. I'm tired of these games. I have a very hard time believing that you had never emailed with her before today, given your friendship. So only having 2 emails from her ever is highly suspect. I compared the emails, the grammar, the writing style. All comes back to you. Come clean and quit your games. So Nat to Katie. Yeah, that's not me. But you believe what you wish to. I'm done with everything. Salts has full access to my email so he can check for himself. The whole point was so he could trace these emails as they happen, as well as FBI and police, which it's a whole nother story. Katie, I admit my mistakes, but as soon as I realized I was being fed lies, yada, yada. So, okay. So here we have more screenshots. Okay, I'm right here. Wait, she said something up here about something about Steve. Okay, Steve threatened me, and they say it's a fake Steve. A day this point, I believe it. They say it's a fake Steve. This day or something, this point, I believe it, maybe. I'm done, Katie. Have it all. I'm not hiding anything. So then, Katie to Nat, where did Steve and Tina threaten you? And where did she bring up Steve and Tina before? Nat to Katie. Tina's talking to me since January, but with little LMN for 2 years. She spoke to many in the community. Personally, I find it hard to think of Tina involved, but I didn't know you had a TRO on Steve until last week. Yeah, I wish I'd known that before. Steve, mid-February. But Noble and others said it wasn't the real Steve, so who knows? She spoke to people on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, but people are loyal and won't reveal. I hope to recover my memories. Okay, yeah, that's right. She conveniently had DID, dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder. I hope to recover my memories as time goes on, and when I know, Salts will. Seriously, I urge you to report every email and get them traced because I know none of them are for me. If you want the rest of the screenshots, I'll send them when I get home. Katie to Nat. Fake Steve. Where did these conversations take place? I can check the username and verify. Natalie to Katie. Steve asked anything from Instagram, but yours I thought was real too. Because see, now Natalie's saying, I thought I was talking to the real you, but I wasn't. We know this now. And so, I mean, I thought yours was real. So I thought Steve's was real. So I don't really know what's real, you know? Now, Steve's Instagram handle is Steve Ask Anything, but Katie to Steve, his followers are actually his friends. Where are the messages? The messages is what's in question here. Nat says to Katie, I don't have them anymore. Certain threads were deleted in April, the last time I was hacked or spoofed or whatever the term is. So hoping Salts can recover them. Salts has asked me to talk to anyone anymore. So later I'll send you all screenshots from friends and alts and anything else related. And then if you need anything else, you can contact Salts. I hope you find everyone responsible, Katie. Seriously, I'd hand over my phone tomorrow if it meant you'd catch them. I'd sacrifice my phone. Okay. Katie says to Nat, that is not a fake Steve account. So what did he tell you? Nat to Katie. But yours didn't look fake either. And I didn't know the difference. So people say that not to take it as fact, as rather be upfront, because I struggle at present to know real from not. Just nasty. He threatened me to stay quiet as I was questioning things and follow element instructions. Said bad things happen to people who don't follow rules. He's not very kind. I reported him to the police here. If he lived here, I'd go for a harassment order too. But that's if it's his real profile. Katie to Nat. Oh, okay. You never spoke to me, but that sounds like him. So now Katie's saying, you're right. You never spoke to me before, but this sounds like Steve. Nat to Katie. I thought it did. All this time, I thought the absolute worst of you. I'm so sorry. The more I learn, the more I hate them all. I don't know either way. But if that is him, he's not a nice person. Katie to Nat, he's dangerous and preys on women. Where are messages of you speaking to others about Steve? Nat to Katie, I'll need to wipe out the names of people I spoke to. I can't do that right now as I'm with my nieces. I'll send them later. Convos on Messenger mostly. Snapchat with Little Miss Noble and Dustin. Katie to Nat, okay. Katie to Nat, the Katie you replied to is not the real Katie. They made a fake email. She just said that. She just said that it wasn't you. Nat to Katie, I replied, I thought it was her. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, I see. They made a fake email. Okay. Katie to Nat, I confirmed that the Steve account is real. Now, all right, we'll keep on. Because remember, she confirmed that Steve really has an account on Instagram under Steve Ask Anything or whatever it was. But she didn't connect it to any messages because there are no more messages. They've been deleted. She didn't even connect it from like a thread inside Natalie's account. She just typed in Ask Steve Anything or whatever the fuck the name is, and an account came up, and it turned out to be Steve's account. That's how she's verifying this. Verifying it what? That Steve actually has an Instagram account? Good job, Katie. Good job. Anyway, Nat to Katie. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's not a nice person. Okay, well, in that case, please stay safe. Like, there's nothing physical evidence-wise I can give you. Like, no physical evidence. But maybe the police can help you. I have a safety button in my home. I feel safe being in the UK. I'm terrified they'll give my address to my ex if I share things I remember in time, but they can't physically harm me, only him. I'm worried about you, though. Just be careful if you go out. Take a alarm with you just in case. Safety is important. Katie to Nat. What did he say to you? Nat to Katie. Just nasty. He was creepy, like weird. The way he talks to women is vile. I showed my friends. I told Little Miss Noble, but she said he was probably just drunk. I wouldn't want to meet him on my own. Let's just say he scared me. Like I said, I reported it. If he lived here, I'd have filed a proper complaint as I asked him to stop making gestures, and he didn't. Police weren't worried for my safety because of his location, but I was given a victim leaflet to talk to someone about it. When I told people recently, they said it was probably a fake account and that Unirock was setting him up. I don't trust anyone at present, bar Salts. Katie to Nat. Was this the account that he sent it from? She already told you the name of the account. So I think we know that it was that account, right? Because you say you looked it up and that was the fucking account. Whatever. Okay. So scrolling through. Nat to Katie, this one. It's the same account. So basically, they both looked up Steve's account and took a screenshot of it and sent it to one another. They looked at the same account, took a screenshot, and sent it to one another. Katie to Nat, there's nothing attached. Nat to Katie, so she sends it again, and that time it goes through. Katie to Nat, can you unblock him quickly so you can see the number of followers? Nat to Katie, seems to have unblocked him and sent a screenshot. Katie to Nat, it's his real account. Can you find any messages from him? Nat says, the thread, as well as others, were deleted when I was hacked. I'm told police can recover them, but not sure how it's done. I'll ask friends because I send them screenshots and told them about it, so they might have my PMs from February. Katie says, okay. Nat says, have you told anyone what I just told you about Steve? Katie says, I never mentioned his name. Natalie says, well, whatever you've said, someone knows who you mean. And she shared a screenshot. Katie says to Nat, they're not going to hurt you. Just stay calm. Don't respond. Nat says, what I will say, Katie. Oh, okay. We're not going to go into that. I don't care about that. Katie says to Nat, yeah, okay. I'm still talking about this. Okay. We're not going to discuss this person because she's no longer with us. So that's why I don't want to discuss her. So I hope people can respect that. To Nat, or Katie to Nat, what is that? Do you have the full clip? Nat says, Little Miss Noble and Dustin. I do, but I was talking to a fake you, which I didn't know was fake. And it said my little was abused. So Little Miss Noble said she was going to kill you. Okay, so the context matters, Katie says. Nat says, I don't know what that means. Yes. So then we got a bunch of screenshots that get sent. But here's right down at the end. Where are we? Okay, still got a ways to go. All right, it's about Dustin and shit. I don't care about that. So Katie says to Nat, because I think they're okay. Okay, so Little Miss Noble, I think maybe. Okay, she pushed you to talk to Tina a lot. Clearly, she's involved. Nat says, yeah, I did speak to Tina on Instagram and Twitter because Little Miss Noble told me to. Nat says, these are messages sent to me. My alter, Evie, that was communicated with and interrogated for 3 hours behind my back. And okay, I don't, whatever. Katie asks, do you have a screenshot of your convos with Tina? Nat says, on Instagram, I can take screenshots, but not on Twitter, as Salts has my password and email. Katie says, okay, send me what you have on Instagram. Katie says, what video were they editing with Dottie? Okay, I don't know. Who is Sue M? Sue M. Oh, the ruse. I miss the ruse. Sue M, I miss the ruse. So then Katie says to Nat, are you sending our emails to people? And Katie shares a post here by Shen's Panty Liner. These were just dropped in my inbox. I may not like Steve, but he's being blamed with zero proof. And these emails show that even Nat isn't sure if that was Steve's real account. So how is Katie so sure? Nat is making all this up. Nat says, no, I sent Sally to show her. I was talking to the real you because she thought you could be Little Miss Noble pretending. She sent them to Meek as she was concerned, as I told her the reason I went on stream was because I was, well, whatever, last night, and figured tell it all to you and everyone else, and then I do that and be at peace. Meek, yeah, I know, this is how it reads though. Meek sent them to Shen's. I'm not impressed. Katie says, don't send our emails to anyone, please. Katie says, I'm sorry you had a rough night. Then, are there any screenshots containing info on Shen? She's working real hard to discredit you. Nat says, I won't again. I promise, with my hand on Bible. I promise Salts today, I will not speak about this to anyone else further. He can change my password later, so I won't have access to the email or YouTube any further to prevent any further communication with anyone else. Thank you. I'm going back into hospital for a few days. Mind you, she's English, okay? So English is her first language. I just want to point that out as we read this writing, which further tells me that obviously this wasn't someone English writing these emails, but I digress. Nat says, I'll have a look. I've been told Aaron just called me a liar, and apparently Salt's is suing me. What for? I'd like to know. Great, rumors are nasty. I don't know how you cope. Katie says, you are not being sued that I know of. She's lying. Some more screenshots. Okay. Then Katie says to him, you guys were speaking to Swanson. Now, Swanson is referring to Swanson, meaning Clark Swanson, Toddy Westbrook's business partner in Halo Beauty. Because Clark was suing Toddy. And then Katie, broke that story. And then shortly thereafter, Toddy served Katie with this defamation lawsuit. Just to keep you up to speed here. It's very confusing, I know. Katie says, who is this about? I don't know. Okay. Nat says to Katie, I can't answer for them. I'm hoping messages can be recovered from my end, but please do not put that information public until it's confirmed. Police here stated not to. Nat says, oh, Salts. Katie says, why is Salts in a group? Nat says, He's not, I don't think. Tina said he was in her group, but you'd have to ask him. I have no idea. I was never in her group. The group on Twitter was for spotting hackers, apparently. Saltz doesn't lie. The lawyer doesn't lie. Katie to Nat. Spotting hackers, Nat says. At one point, me and Saltz were being tagged and posted on Twitter several times per day. I actually gave my Twitter up for a while because it was too much for me to see and deal with. As they posted my okay, I'm not going into all that. Katie says, got it. Katie says, some of Tina's messages are cut off. Can you possibly make a screen record? Nat says, yeah, hang on. I spoke to her. Yeah, okay. Where's the part where she says, you guys are all lying, working against me or whatever? I think that's at the end. Maybe not. Okay. Katie says to Nat, it's pretty clear you guys are talking about Swanson and not Saltz about speaking to whatever. Are you and Saltz? Oh, okay. Katie says, I'm not suing you. I don't believe Saltz is. So right here, Katie says to him, Tina spoke about Clark being in her Facebook group. You all did this for Clark, didn't you? No. Okay. Nat says to Katie, the conversation was about Saltz, not Clark. I've told Saltz about my conversations with him. I don't know of his involvement with Tina or Steve or Tina. So as you saw, okay, Katie verified that Steve was behind these messages and everything. Not through, she couldn't access the messages that Natalie received. So she couldn't trace the messages and connect it directly to any account. She couldn't even connect a thread or anything to an account. The only thing she could connect to an account by Steve was Steve's account, just by being his account. So you see, there were no screenshots. There's nothing verified. Nothing was proven. Nothing. And she's on this panel accusing Steve of all of this shit, saying that there's proof, there's verified screenshots or whatever. No, there wasn't. Clearly, as everyone can see, there wasn't. So I want to just point this out before people think that this would be so stupid. This whole email drama debacle, whatever, be so stupid of Katie or Unirock to do, when I am of the opinion that they've clearly already done it this once before. Rather successfully too, I might add. Oh, except for they couldn't prove it. They couldn't pin it on Steve, though. They failed there. Okay. And all right, back to this. Wait, they did share, right? I hope so.
Oh, she's really sneaky and she does things behind the scenes. Like a couple of years ago, she got mad at me because one of my followers figured out who she was. And I had no clue, who she was. I didn't look her up. I didn't care. She was just this wait
a minute. I'm told there's some activity here in chat. Okay. Sue Elliott, oh my God, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Sue Elliott, she gifted 10. So let's see who got him. Nurse Lenny, Mandy, Al Capone, Dash X, Jess, Mama of 3, Hot Wheel Sue, Teresa, Red Dragon 59, TT. And is that it? Okay, yeah. I didn't even count him as I read him. Yay, thank you so much, Sue. That's awesome. Am I missing anything else up here? Right. Any other tags? I think that's it. Wait, oh no, they're okay. Good night right now. I didn't even know you're here, but good night. Bye. Okay. Back to the stream.
annoying person that wouldn't leave me alone. And they apparently posted her name, which I didn't even, I might have even responded to, but I didn't even take any notice of it. I was just like, oh, whatever. But I had no part of it. I wasn't connected to this person. They just left a comment. So she decided that because one of my subscribers said her name, then she started passing around a Google Earth image of my house and then sending it to people in the group saying, Katie thinks she's safe. But I've had this for months.
It's not. See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. She's exploiting this situation to rewrite history and to make herself this perpetual victim that everyone else is always wrong and evil and coming for. You know what I mean? That's not what happened. Someone in her chat doxed, well, Tina, I'll call you, by revealing or whatever, stating her full name. So Katie didn't do anything about it, didn't care or some shit like that, just let it stay up there or some shit like that. So I mean, whatever. So then, while in a private DM in Messenger with one other person, Tina shared a fucking Google Earth image of a field, of open fucking field with no houses or anything, because it was taken before Katie's house was built. Okay. And she made a comment like, because there was like latitude and longitude maybe on it. I don't know. But I think that everything was redacted out of it. So you couldn't really tell where it was. And this was even with her sending it with just one other person that she was friends with in this private messenger. And she said, this is bullshit. She thinks she's safe from, any kind of shit like this happening to her, whatever. But look, she's not safe. That's what she was saying. But I digress. Okay.
So what I wanted to just say is
this is Waxy.
There's definite, I started crying. I feel relief because I have been silenced and off of the internet, and I can't imagine taking it as hard as Charlotte or as hard as Katie. I'm just a small little potato here. I'm nothing, and yet I got affected.
You're not nothing.
Because I
oh shit. Where's that? Thank you so much for the super sticker, Green Worm. Yay, thank you. Yeah, I know, Al Capone. I know. But you see, here's the thing, though. When people are talking about this shit again, like nonsense, and trying to once again assign blame falsely, incorrectly, and without any kind of backing for it on the same fucking people, I feel like we need just a little refresher of how poorly of a decision that was the first time around and how it was already proven to be bullshit. Also, I do think maybe possibly it could be important because like a lot of people in this new community who are experiencing this shit again, well, maybe we can impart some wisdom. So hopefully they don't make the same mistakes that we made, like acknowledging this shit. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway.
caught on. But I also just wanted to say to Nat, from what I'm understanding, you were manipulated, and so my anger that I felt in my heart for you,
You make me mad.
I'm gonna.
Oh, no, Al Capone. No, you didn't make me mad. You're good. No, I may have sounded angry when I was speaking there, but I really wasn't. Fed up or frustrated, but not at all with you.
Let that go. You were manipulated, and it's coming to light. So,
And yeah, Natalie fully cooperated with police here. Like, she had a full interview with police. She told them everything. She confessed to everything. And she confessed to filing a false report. And
oh, we need to appreciate that.
yeah, like when I tweeted today that Nat's the only one that's actually taking.
So if she confessed to everything, then why is there any investigation ongoing or remaining or allegedly was remaining after this? For granted, I know that they said that the one here in the United States was wrapping up or had wrapped up or whatever, but they then said it was continuing over in the UK or some shit. Well, if she confessed to everything, then maybe they could pick up with the investigation from that point on, but which I think would be less of an investigation, but more of just continuing the case and, to the end. But there wouldn't still be an investigation if they already concluded it, right? I mean, so strange. But then again, like a year later, was it a year later? Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was a year later. It was a year later. Then Katie does this stream or whatever, this video saying how she got a call from the investigator over in the UK, and she's now been added as the victim in this case, and she had to hand over all of her evidence. Yeah, like I think that was the point for me when she just really showed her hand that, yeah, dude, you're behind this shit. I don't care, my opinion. And I have pinwheel. Okay.
Ownership. She literally is the only one.
Right.
French fries and ice cream.
I see that. Just real quick, I'm seeing a couple people saying about my Twitter. Katie, you can look at my Twitter. It's True Ball of Wax, and only comments. I've never undertweeted or whatever you said. The comments, and I'm not saying they're nice, but the only comments I've ever made are straight out what I've said. I don't Twitter hardly ever, so you're going to see maybe 20 comments. So that's it.
Hey, Nat, I just want to make sure Nat's okay. Nat, are you okay?
Yep.
Are you crying?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like she's laughing. I don't know.
Do you feel like you need to go, or do you want to stay? It's totally on you.
No, I just wasn't expecting that. I know I've done wrong, but people hate me, and so I wasn't that.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to let that go. I get it. I think a lot of people get it. It's just been hard. You had no idea, I'm sure, that this group would do this other stuff that
No.
has, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was looking at my phone. I probably shouldn't have been doing that. That was probably quite rude of me, but I'm going to read this. So Penelope Lane put up on her community tab 6 hours ago. Oh, tomorrow's going to be awesome. Becky is going to give us her expert opinion on the bite model since she grew up in a cult. Sure. Just don't forget, she's a Norwegian ex-cult member. Is she really? Then we'll get to hear her expertise on the U.S. prison system versus Norwegian prison system. According to Becky, a big difference is in Norwegian prisons is the inmates in Norway get pillows, blankets, and bathrooms because they don't get any of those things in U.S. prisons. Please educate us, Master. I think that there's a lot more differences than that, providing that if that were the case. Pretty sure that the prisoners here, for the most part, maybe get pillows or blankets or something. Probably not good ones, but I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be more differences than that. Like, yeah, a lot of differences.
That's all I really wanted to say. I wanted to confirm that from my perspective, what has been happening to
Claire, no. Becky, an expert, is an actual oxymoron. Stop that, Aaron.
me, it is this lineage, and I wanted to tell Nat.
Oh, someone in the chat wanted to know who else that was involved in this. Dottie, Morgan, and Little Red was. I don't know if she's still involved in it now. Little Red was probably involved in it for a very long time.
Which I wanted to say, I do not for 1 second believe Little Red was involved in anything. I just want to clear that up right away. But yeah, Katie, you don't say that. Like, Waxy is about to pounce all over you for that one.
Katie, could that be like when they were like really good friends, and could you say maybe at least 8 months, maybe a year she's been out of that, or would you say that's not true?
With Red?
Yeah.
I don't know where Red's at. Red is...
She was here in the chat.
She's done some pretty nasty things to me.
Oh, I understand, but I
don't know, because I honestly...
thinking it's...
Well, one thing she didn't do to you is try to frame you for calling your kid the R word. No, you did that to her.
Older stuff, and it's not this group.
I put out my rape investigation, and that was like in December.
Right. Yeah, with Aaron. Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
Katie had done dozens of posts, and this is just in a 1 week period. Okay, what I'm about to say, but really over years, it's been like 3 times as much. But over a 1 week period, Katie had done dozens of posts / comments, and several videos and uploads, or live streams and uploads, regarding her story, her Me Too story. Anything that we shared or discussed rather on Red Stream was everything she herself had put out repeatedly in detail, but we didn't go into detail. The only thing, the new bit of information I shared was in regard to the claims she was making 13 years later, which when she talked about her story had happened 13 years prior. So the new claims she was making against the investigative officer that she was making then 13 years later, that's the only thing I provided some insight on from her report, because she was full of shit. And that was proven as such with an internal investigation after she threw a fucking fit. So yeah, she tried lying about this officer. She tried ruining him, his reputation, his life, his profession, you name it, his career, by making these crazy outlandish claims that he called me a liar. He said I deserved it. He said I was a jealous ex-girlfriend, nothing more, nothing happened, that the dude came from a rich, affluent family with prestige. He would never be involved in such an ugly thing like that or some shit like that. None of that shit happened. It didn't happen because you know why? The interview with the officer was recorded. So upon internal investigation to review the officer's conduct back 13 years prior, they listened to the recording and they quickly deemed that her claims were unfounded. Just want to point that out. I'm done. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
She's doxed me multiple times. She put out my phone number.
We're asking who's involved with the Nat stuff, not in a general sense.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's I'm saying she's not.
In this current thing, I would say, I mean, it's, if you look at how hard these people are that are defending it still, Aaron,
Yes.
Cheshire for sure,
Mm-hmm.
Steve,
Yep.
Tina, Kim.
Yep.
Okay, but Nat said Aaron EKC was not involved.
Well, she might not.
That's not how she worded it, Kay.
No,
You
no,
need to-
okay, that's not what she
didn't
said.
say
I
not
didn't say that.
involved.
Yeah,
I said, like,
everybody's splitting hairs. I can't stand that. Just say it. Don't.
well, I can now, but I couldn't before because it wasn't my place.
You don't understand the threats that Nat has received. You guys can get what the terror of these emails that we get constantly. And like today, for instance, I said, I put that thing out on Twitter and I didn't say the name, right? I get an email that says, why are you believing Nat now? She's lying. And Nat gets an email from them that says, shut your mouth or we'll shoot and kill Salts and kill you.
Oh,
Wow.
That's right. She talks. She says something else coming up about. Oh my God, that the realization I had like a few months ago. Like, okay, oh, I forgot about that.
You know, like they're trying to threaten her to not talk, but then they're also like telling me that it's a lie. And that's how they've existed for so long.
That is just sickening.
And then when she realized that like he was being rude to her and vile in messages because he's an abuse. I mean, in my opinion, he's an abusive, hateful, vindictive. He is one of the most vile, dangerous people I've ever been around. And the only thing he's doing.
Yeah. Wait, who said that? Really, Carrie. Y'all know Kay is from these parts of Ohio, right? She is close. She may cover Jason's court stuff. It's great if she does, but personally, yeah, I don't trust her I don't trust anything she puts out. Like she clearly, she doesn't know like reality, I don't think. I mean, she still to this day is talking about how Steve and Cheshire or whatever said all their minions after me on Twitter. Oh my God, so hard. Dude, Cheshire just asked, I maybe possibly put a disclaimer on this stream so people, when they come across it, they can know that there's more information to be learned, should they want to. And she adamantly still refuses to do such a thing. So, yeah, I wouldn't trust her for shit. But that's me. That's just me.
He's doing this to me because I refused to apologize to him for things that he said to me.
What is he doing?
That's just crazy. That's just the lengths these people have gone to is horrendous. It's just horrendous. I can't even think of a word bad enough to describe it.
He told me in September of 2019, if you do not apologize to me and publicly retract that I sexually harassed you, which is never really like, I don't even think I actually said sexually harassed. It was just that he spoke about his.
Yes, you did.
Did I say? I don't even remember. We were on a stream and I was not friends with him. I was not ever friends with him. I was friends with his person, the co-host that he shared the channel with. I never did streams with him. And he suddenly wanted to be there, like Johnny on the spot for something. And I was really uncomfortable. And Kyle stepped away for like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden he starts talking to a member. And his performance. And I'm like
really is so she's claiming that there was a nice professional cordial relation or conversation going on between herself and the two channel owners. One of the channel owners gets up and walks away for a moment, and the other one's just like, hey, can I tell you all about my big member and my performance? Like, fucking what? Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god.
I know people in the chat are getting mad, but it really wasn't to discuss those things. They were wanting to call Katie out on everything she's done, and that's really what
she's bringing
not what this was supposed to be about.
We're getting up.
Katie's bringing the shit up, and as she's bringing it up, the chat's like, no, that's not what happened. You are not recalling events correctly. We were there. And now Katie's all like, listen, we were meant to talk about this stuff. Katie doesn't need to pay for everything she's done here. Like, fuck off.
Off track big time.
Yeah, it's just going to get way off track if we do that, and that solves nothing. We can't go back and pick apart everything.
I've apologized for so many things, and a lot of the things that they're mad at me for, I'm never going to apologize to them for, because it's not things that it's their gripes with me that I don't care about or whatever, like they think I've done things. That's their opinion, like I'm never going to satisfy them. I'm not going to apologize for things that I haven't done. And I'm also not going to apologize for things that I don't think that I've done wrong or that just because I have an opinion about it. But I will apologize for things that I have done. In terms of this situation, a lot of people have been hurt, and all we want is for it to stop.
Hey, Katie, can you tell me how to slow the comments? I cannot find it.
Where is that part? It's like the 39-minute mark.
I know. The chat's just screaming at me to.
Okay, so you said sexual harass. Okay, I forgot. It's been 2 years. Like, I'm apologizing if I said sexual harass or uncomfortable. Does it matter what I called it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, because a man that's talking about his penis to a woman who's married, and it's an unviolent conversation while they're working.
They were not working. They were on a live stream, or the backstage of a live stream, whatever, on YouTube. That's not working. I mean, please, if they were working at that time, please show me where Katie would go, where the human resources department is, for her to make this complaint. This was not a fucking job that they did or shared. No one's employment or pay was contingent on them being there and having to deal with one another. This was not at all. We were working. No, you fucking weren't.
How do you qualify that?
But do you agree saying I feel uncomfortable is different than saying you're sexually harassing me?
I felt sexually harassed and I felt uncomfortable. And Steve,
but those are two different things. That's what we're saying.
Carly, have you watched this man? Have you seen what he does?
Yeah.
I have seen how he has done me, and that was not the first time. And I'm not going to fight with people about what they believe I went through. I was there.
Let's take a breath. I don't want it to turn into that. I don't want it to turn into a screaming match or.
Make that comment.
Yeah, we need it.
I honestly could have told everyone that.
Oh, shut the fuck
up. I didn't know Katie would be here, but that this would be very problematic because we all share subs. The people down in this group share the same subs, so they want to believe they're other creators, or like they want to believe that I'm telling the truth, or some of them will think I'm not telling the truth because they like the other creator. And so because it's a mixed bag, okay, I could have told you were going to have a large amount of people and this was going to get not so pretty, because tonight a lot of truth has been told and some people are going to have trouble hearing it. And of course, Katie has all her stories, and definitely there's people in this stream that are going to argue that.
Yeah, and there's people that are going to say that they're going to gaslight And they're going to say, well, Katie does this, so what happened there doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what anyone says. Steve had a pattern of how he treated me. It made me so uncomfortable that I stopped going on stream with him. I refused to do any videos with him. I told Kyle that, and I never went on stream with him again. So he can spin it whatever way he wants. You can watch video after video after video of how he degrades his female co-hosts and speaks ill of women and how he treats women in chats. Anyone that defends this man is just they're still brainwashed, or they are just as bad as him.
I think a lot of people too haven't seen how dark this stuff went.
This is
I said that earlier in the stream. They haven't seen how bad these things were that were said.
What things?
horrible.
Horrible.
What things?
I didn't come to a place of saying that he did things to me out of nowhere. And then when I refuse to retract it, he's going to destroy me. And then here we are today with what he's doing.
2 years later.
Right.
Okay. Let's see this, because she says that this threat happened in an email, that Steve sent her an email saying, if you don't say you're sorry or retract your statement, whatever, yada, yada, I will destroy you. Okay, let's see that. No, that's right. She doesn't have that email anymore. She conveniently doesn't have emails when, it will possibly go against her narrative. But when it's for her narrative, oh yeah, she's got everything. She saves it all.
It's just bizarre. 2 years later.
Right.
Yeah, no shit.
That's a long time.
2 years later, and a channel with 2,000 subscribers had to get crapped on because she was figuring this out.
Right, exactly. And nobody should be hurt because of that. Like what has happened to Charlotte breaks
I'm
me.
not going to go
Charlotte,
down that road.
it
I'm not going to go down that
kills
road.
me.
Not.
Yeah. Because what's happening to Charlotte is what happened to me.
Oh my
And
God, is
it's
she crying?
going
I
to
forgot
keep
about that.
on her, and it's going to get worse. And that's
Is Waxy seriously fucking crying? I completely forgot about that. She's fucking crying, isn't she? Or she's allegedly crying. Fuck.
why it's so important for people to stop like nitpicking at each other and just realizing.
Yeah, I am petty as fuck when it comes to Waxy. Absolutely. I don't even care. Come for me, hate me, whatever. It is what it is, I'm still waiting on her proof, mind you.
That like for the greater good, not everyone's going to like one another, but everyone should be able to stand up for the fact that what's happening is not okay.
Well, this is why I was hoping we could have conversations about it without the hostility and going after each other. Because how do you ever get it to end if we don't all speak out against it? Because it's not right no matter who it's toward. You don't have to like Katie to know that this is all wrong.
I think that's why I came on, because
Oh my God.
everybody knows that I'm not a Katie fan. But in this instance, that's why I talked to Uni yesterday, because, I mean, that's not why, but it's part of why. And it's been wrong. If it's wrong to Charlotte, it's wrong to Katie. If it's wrong to Waxy, it's wrong just down the line here.
And they don't care who they do it to. It's like they have no morals, ethics, guidelines. They don't care. This is what they've been doing for years. They have stolen channels from people. They have caused so much irreparable harm. There are so many victims of this group of people. I'm just one of the latest, and I happen to get a following that grew fast. And another reason they do this is because they want to scrub subscribers. They want to get super chats. They want to start their
What was that?
GoFundMes, and they want to rip people off, in my opinion. Unirock has done a really good job of breaking it all down.
He was here, but I think he left. I don't know if he's still here or not. You guys, I'm trying to do slow mode. I can't find it. It's driving me crazy.
Can I just say something now?
Yes.
See, Erin, I spoke to Erin, like I spoke to Tina, and know that Tina gives, like, I don't want to say orders, but like directions to people. But I was just told it was because she was the OG and everyone trusts her opinion. But with Erin, I generally saw her as like a friend. Like, she's never told me to do anything whatsoever. So I don't know if she's involved or not.
Exactly. You said that you said that correctly earlier.
You don't
and people
know.
misunderstood.
I don't want innocent people to be like guided in from what I see. I don't
Right.
know what they do personally. I don't know her and
Right.
like Tina's racking conversations.
Right.
That's nothing to do with me. I can only tell you how they've interacted with me.
Right. Yep. That matches. That absolutely matches.
Oh, Kim Fulmer's here, one of the cult members, starting crap in the chat.
Wonderful.
What's her name?
Unveiling the masks. She's the one that filed the bogus declaration. She's the one that's created fake screenshots of mine. This woman is the.
Is that unveiling the mask?
Oh, Unveiling the mask. She's one of the most sadistic humans in my.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Most sadistic. Come on now.
That's Kim Fulmer.
Katie, would you put Golden Unicorn in this story?
Oh,
yeah, she's
can't leave Bonnie out.
Like,
okay,
she's like, I just don't interact with her a lot personally.
I'm waiting for specific parts coming up in a couple minutes.
Obsessed with Steve, and they'll do anything he says. They don't. Same with Tina. They'll do whatever. Tina will do whatever he says. Chesh will do whatever he says, and Golden Unicorn will do whatever he says. And Golden Unicorn is so cruel. She has the things she says about people are like so mean.
See, I've never even heard that name come up.
But well, it's like Manya is her name, I think.
Yes, it is.
And she's got different usernames depending on which she's on. I've always known her as Manya.
Somebody's got feedback on their mic.
Oh, is it me?
I don't know.
I'm on my phone.
Is it me?
I wonder if it's Carly. Let me take you out and put you back in.
I just can't.
Sorry, Carly. I'm sorry, girl. Kind of have a little laughter in here. Lighten up the mood a little bit.
It made me laugh. It's funny when you get emotional, you'll laugh and you'll cry.
Oh, shut up.
Is it still me?
Yeah, you guys, you got to watch the language, and we're not going to turn it into that. You guys all have to be timed out or something because we're not going to do that.
Oh, here comes Red. Look at all these people.
Gang's all here.
There's 500 people.
Who isn't here? I mean, really.
You know,
that's why I would think that
the stream is still up on the channel. And I'll post the link to it just a moment. It's on Kate Baxter's channel. It's from July 19th, 2021. However, the stream that's up on her channel still now it no longer has the live chat replay because she did edit part of the stream. She did it understandably so, because Katie went on into graphic detail of some disgusting fucking shit, and Kate didn't want to leave that up there, and I don't blame her. So I fully support her having edited the video, even if it meant losing the live stream chat. Although it would have been nice probably if she, possibly if she downloaded the chat first, which you can do, but she didn't. But either way, here it is with the live stream chat. So yeah, that's where it is, and that's what it's from, or when it's from.
As adults, mostly women, we could have a conversation about this and come to some resolution, and not make the chat fall into cussing and saying stupid crap. And come on, let's all act like adults.
Well, what's going to happen is the I'm going to call them haters. I don't want to call them, but the detractors are going to nitpick and pick it all apart.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but some of us can now maybe breathe, and I hope to God that includes Charlotte. I mean, it's to the point that Charlotte and I've had a conversation that we'll get off the internet. This is
bye.
They
Charlotte.
Went to
bye, Waxy.
Children and her grandchildren it's gone too far.
I'm never going to apologize to Steve, Leslie, and I wish you'd just like leave me alone. Like, this girl has lied about me more than any human. She is so like, people are seriously in the chat saying over and over again that I should apologize to him for what he did. Like, the only reason I ever apologized to him was because he threatened me. He said, if you
Apologize to who?
huh?
Apologize to who?
He wanted me to apologize for making the comment about like him sexually harassing me. And by the way, it might be a crime, but it's not like I pressed charges. He didn't go to jail for it. So people need to stop like speaking to that level. Like, it's people get accused, like people say things all the time. He said things that met the need of sexual harassment. He threatened me in email and said, if you don't apologize to me, I will continue to go after her. I had been beaten down. I had a small channel at the time, and I apologized. And then he kept going, and he lied, and he didn't stop.
Then why, if that's true, then why did you immediately turn around and just go back to revert to back before the apology? Were you not then worried of this ominous threat or whatever that he gave you? I mean, no, you weren't, because it never fucking happened. You were never worried about it to begin with. You apologized because you felt like you had to try to save any chance of your channel, your brand growing or whatever, because you were taking a beating for your fucking lies. Then, as soon as that got to be too much for you to swallow, we went back to pushing the lies. And well, luckily for you, it just didn't quite ruin you yet. Anyway, but yeah, Steve never fucking threatened to do shit to you.
Stop. And then I retracted the apology, and I said, no, I'm not going to apologize because you did this. He threatened me into making a video. He kept threatening me to make more videos. That's what he does to people.
I think that different personalities chose to do the mean stuff based on what they thought would work. And so I've been wondering this whole time, what did Steve direct this, or did they do it and then he just reported, hey, we're handling it, we're doing this and we're doing that? I think it could be partially both.
Oh my God, Leslie, I need to block her.
I agree.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do like 10 things at once here.
Same.
I think we should be talking about, well, I don't have to stay actually, but I think we should be talking about the lineage from Nat to someone like Waxy. I think the subject matter that everybody's here for, and was, Nat gonna spill what she knew, and she stayed pretty darn true, even though she was getting barraged with questions, to not answering. She skirted answers. She said half things people weren't catching, but
I caught him.
I suppose I caught it because I have already.
I tried.
I know you did. I know you did.
I just want to say I feel for you ladies, because like I know when you're up against these people, it feels like you're up against the world, because they verbally assault you and they gaslight you and they make you feel like what happened to you isn't real. And I understand what happened to both.
Did you hear that, Steve? We're the world. We're all of us. All the Katie haters. We're the world. Yeah.
Both of you, and I empathize with you, and I'm sorry.
I know you did, Steve.
Thank
I know.
you, Katie.
Thank you.
Okay. On that note, I'm going to end this now, because here we get into some more rough talk from here on out. Like I said before, that there's a part of this that Kate edited. Well, this was a screen record of the stream happening live, so there is no edit out of this one. Everything is in the stream. So, on that note, I'm going to end this here, but we can most definitely continue this tomorrow. And we're going to pick it up like almost the halfway mark. I think like right around the 45-minute mark, 46-minute mark. So, yeah. But for the most part, though, I got to show you all anyways, the more pertinent parts, like the accusing Steve of, or admitting that she misspoke, because I know she'll never say lie, but admitting that she misspoke when she said or accused Steve of harassment, when she just said, well, he made me feel uncomfortable. It may not have been harassment. You know, I'm not sure I said harassment. No, oh yeah, you did. Well, you know what? Were you there? That was an important part. That and the whole, we verified this through screenshots or through emails. It was verified. It was verified that Steve is the one behind all of this. Nothing was verified. Nothing. What she was able to verify is that she can type in Steve's username on Instagram and pull up his account. Good job. She was also able to verify that Natalie can take a screenshot of Steve's account on Instagram, send it to Katie, and Katie can look at said screenshot and say, yeah, that looks like Steve's account. That's what she was able to verify. That's it. God. Just think of all the other shit she's been verifying all through the years and still is to this day on her channel with all of the amazing subjects that she covers. That's not a scary thought, right? Anyway. And also, too, I want to point out, like, you heard her telling a completely different narrative than what was shown and proven. Okay. So she's exploiting the fuck out of this situation, a situation that she claims targeted and made a victim of her son. She's exploiting this to serve for her personal vendetta and spite against this other stranger on YouTube, because I don't say what you want. Yeah, she did a few streams or whatever with Steve, but other than that, they're fucking strangers. They're literal, real world strangers, and even virtual strangers, I'd even argue, because 1 or 2 live streams does not make you like besties here, okay? So she's exploiting the situation that victimized her son to serve some sort of vendetta against this virtual stranger. That's fucked up. And now, like, looking at her Instagram now, as she's talking about that Maroney Jessup guy. I know nothing about him, I'll be honest, but other than what I've read about him and from him today, she is accusing him of, a Mexican, mind you, someone who's part Mexican, of being a white supremacist, and accusing him of having like 10 concubines or whatever. Like, I think she means wives, but whatever. When he's not a member of that faction of the church anymore. And he clearly states this. I mean, I'm not saying he's a perfect guy or whatever, that he's learned all these, lessons that woke him or whatever. I don't know. But I do know that the shit that she's accusing him of, he is not guilty of, and he's very transparent about that from what I can see. So she's doing it again. She's rewriting history. For why? To push some fucking, and maybe these stories are true. I don't fucking know. But the way she's going about it, she's going to make people who would possibly listen and believe them, she's going to make them, doubt these stories, doubt these survivors, because of how she's trying to force this on everyone through lies. That's not advocacy. The only person she's serving is herself. She's not serving a single fucking victim. In fact, she's harming victims. She's harming people from further in the future coming out of this cult. She's ruining their chances and their courage to do so, all to serve her own self and her own fucking personal greed to be right and for everyone else to be damaged. So, on that note, I think I'm going to end the stream now. Okay. Puppy time. You're right. Yes, it is. Oh, wait, you want to see the puppy? Okay. All right. 1 second. I'll go. She's heavy. All right. 1 second. Okay. Okay. She's very heavy, so I can't really pick her up anymore. Come on, puppy. Come here. Come here. Come get your groundhog. Come on. Come here, puppy. Want chip? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Right back here. Come on. Come on. There you go. Go get the chip. Okay, you can see her. Here, puppy. All right, you saw her. I'll upload a video of her. I think I have one, but it's a little older video. It's not a recent one, but yeah. So I can't really pick her up anymore. Like I can't. She sat in my lap in the car today for a very short ride, and it was rough. Like I couldn't put a seatbelt on, so it wasn't safe, and I don't want to do that again. But she's here. She's here. Yeah, hi. I left her hedgehog over there. So okay. Oh, your puppy's 10 weeks old and teething. Oh, you might find her teeth around your house. It was quite shocking when we were finding her puppy teeth. We haven't seen one in a while, but yeah, and she's got her teeth are growing in because it's not much fun to play with her anymore. But yeah, they're teething. And I want to thank Autistic Shell for sending me an awesome puppy present. This wonderful bone. Is it bacon flavored maybe? Because it smells like it might be bacon, but it's a hard, tough plastic bone. And don't get me wrong, she's put quite a few dents in it, but it's gonna last a while. Like she's gonna have a hard time tearing that shit apart. Yeah. So which got me thinking, I made a puppy wish list, but here's the thing. No, don't feel obligated. But I know people were asking or wanting to do stuff, and some people were sending me super chats for things. And I thought, well, maybe it might be more fun for people if if they can pick it out themselves, So, and it's all stuff that will benefit her. Like there's no poop bags or any, nothing that's gonna make my life easier with her. All stuff just for her. So I wanted to point that out. So this isn't a wish list for me. It's purely for her. Some things are in there for care or whatever, like, there's an extension thing I put on the list for like giving her a bath, but that's because she's going to be so big. I'm going to need that to get her clean, but, stuff like that, but mostly it's just toys and shit, stuff to keep her safe and happy and fun. So I'm going to share the link to that. Actually, I could probably do that now. So like I said, only if you want to. Don't feel obligated or anything. Just people were sending me money and I thought, I love it. Thank you. I'm so appreciative and thank you so much. And I will most definitely spend it on her. But I thought maybe people might enjoy actually just buying her something, So if that's the case, that's the case. Now you have that option. Okay. Copy link. All right, so here it is. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you, though. Thank you very much, everyone, for all of your support. And thank you. And oh, yeah, I finally reached 5,000 subscribers. I couldn't believe it. Like, I saw, like, people on Twitter and even my own mods were saying, congratulations. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I looked, I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God, I finally hit 5K. Holy shit. So hopefully it stays above 5K for a little while. Because I know a lot of times when I start gaining some subs, then it takes a step back. I don't know if it's like YouTube going through and get rid of bot accounts or something. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it usually comes back a little bit, but then it builds back up. And it's always like 2 steps forward, more like 4 steps forward and 1 step back, more like that. So hopefully it stays above 5K though, because I'm kind of proud of that. I'm very happy about this. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for all of your support, and thank you for watching and for being interested and keep contributing to this community and making it what it is, because that's all of yours doing. That's not mine. That's everyone in the chat, all the mods. You guys do that. So thank you so much for everything. So, all right. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.